We're going to break down all the essential news from the last 5 days, so let's get right to it.
Yep, this is your high-impact roundup. We've boiled everything down into clear, one-line bulletins designed for efficient learning. It's exactly what you need for your competitive exams, with none of the extra noise. Okay, let's dive in.
First up, we're zooming in on Tamil Nadu to cover the most important developments happening right here in the state.
We're starting with a massive number, and for good reason, $150 billion. That's the ambitious new target Tamil Nadu has set for its electronics sector. This is a huge, huge statement of intent. So here's the deal. The state is aiming to become a $150 billion electronics powerhouse by 2030. And to put that into perspective, Tamil Nadu is already a giant in this space, accounting for about 41% of India's total electronics exports last year. So this goal is all about cementing its top spot on the global stage, building on the incredible work happening in hubs like Chennai and Hosur.
In other big news, the government has just launched the Kalanyanan Kanavu Illam scheme, which is a major new housing initiative, and this is really cool. Archaeologists have found Tamil Brahmi inscriptions in Egypt. This discovery gives us solid proof of the incredible trade links that existed between ancient Tamil kingdoms and the wider world.
Okay, let's pull the lens back now and take a look at the national stage, where we've seen some pretty key updates in policy and governance.
And speaking of key updates, here's a big one from the world of lawmaking. Parliament has officially given the green light to a major amendment that's going to affect labor laws all across the country.
So what's this about? It's all about the Industrial Relations Code. The main goal here is to bring more clarity to the new labor codes. Basically, this amendment is designed to smooth out the implementation of these reforms, making the rules of the game much clearer for both companies and their workers.
Now for a story that shows real, measurable impact. The Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao initiative has truly become a national movement, and the numbers back it up. The sex ratio at birth has climbed from 918 to 929 over the past 10 years. That's not just a statistic. That represents a real positive shift in our society.
And one more thing on the governance front. There's a pretty significant update to our tech policy. The government has rolled out a 3-hour takedown rule. What this means is that social media platforms now have a much tighter deadline, just 3 hours, to remove certain types of content when flagged by the government or courts.
All right, let's shift gears and talk about the economy. We'll look at the numbers and deals that are shaping India's financial story right now.
The big number on the economy front this month is 2.75%. That was the retail inflation rate for January. It's a key figure that suggests prices for everyday consumers are holding relatively steady under the new framework.
Now, this is a big deal for anyone sending money overseas. The government has made a major cut to the tax collected on funds sent abroad for education and medical expenses. It's been slashed from 5% all the way down to just 2%. That's going to provide some serious relief for families supporting their loved ones.
And now for a few quick economic headlines you should know. India is stepping up to chair the Kimberley process, the global body that works to keep conflict diamonds out of the market. On the trade front, India and the US have agreed to zero tax on digital services. And to top it off with some great news, India's tea exports reached a record high last year.
Okay, let's jump into the exciting world of science and technology, where there's always something new and groundbreaking happening.
In global health news, the WHO has approved a new oral polio vaccine, which is a massive step in the final push to wipe out the disease for good. In technology, the Quad Nations are launching a $6 million initiative called AI Engage to bring artificial intelligence to farming. And closer to home, health authorities have put out new updates on Kaya Sanur forest disease, also known as monkey fever.
Looking ahead, Chennai just hosted the RISE conference, bringing together the brightest minds in research and business. And we've got 2 huge updates from ISRO. First, their workhorse PSLV missions are set to resume by the middle of the year. And second, we got a progress report on Gaganyaan, India's historic mission to send astronauts into space. So exciting!
And for our final section, let's do a quick roundup of the important cultural events, awards, and sports highlights from the past few days.
On February 13th, India celebrated National Women's Day. The day marks the 147th birthday of the incredible Sarojini Naidu. You probably know her as the Nightingale of India, and she was, of course, the first Indian woman to ever become president of the Indian National Congress. What a legacy!
That very same day, February 13th, was also World Radio Day. And I thought this year's theme was so interesting, radio, and artificial intelligence. The main point they're making is that AI is a tool, not a voice. It's meant to help, not replace, human connection. That's a really powerful message for our times.
And let's wrap it up with sports and awards. Team India did great at the Asian Indoor Athletics Championships, finishing 6th with 5 medals. The big highlight was a fantastic gold medal win for Tejasvi Shankar in the men's heptathlon. And in a wonderful moment of recognition, Bhutan's Queen Mother was honored with the prestigious Soldier of Humanity Award.
So, there you have it, from ambitious economic goals and space missions to major policy shifts. The real question is, which of these stories do you think will be the one to really shape the headlines for the rest of the year? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.